In really simple terms, obviously we all know government has purchased the steam packet, nationalised one of our most important assets, and we've just in Tynwald now just approved the heads of terms agreement for the new sea services agreement, the new user agreement that's going to define how that steam packet company is run and the kind of service that we're going to get on the Isle of Man over the next 10, 20 years. So we thought really as a party it would be a good idea to really show what that heads of terms looks like, to get people in a room to actually what do they think of the new heads of terms, where can it be improved, where are the good things about it, really just to communicate that to people so they've got a good understanding, but also to talk about the next steps, because step one was always going to be buy the steam packet, step two was going to be put a new user agreement in place, and step three would be, well, actually let's look at how the steam packet is owned, how do we refinance it. The Liberal Manning Party, our party policy is that people should have the opportunity to buy a stake or acquire a stake in that steam packet company, so that the public themselves are actually getting a direct benefit from the new user agreement, from the fact that it's now owned by the Manx taxpayer. So really it's to talk about how we got to where we are today, what the Department of Infrastructure has signed up to in the heads of terms, and really what the next steps might be, and just to encourage people to have that kind of open floor discussion about what their thoughts are, and really to give them the opportunity to engage with us as MHKs in the party, so we know where things are and where the public stand.
Well, as you've mentioned there, Tynwald did approve the purchase. The new user agreement and what will form that has also been approved. Realistically, what can the public achieve by airing their views on this?
This is well, we're not trying to phrase this as a have your say event, because actually you're right, Tynwald has already approved the heads of terms, and we know that's not going to change. We know there's a review point in the next 5 years, so over the next couple of years I think we do need to engage with people to find out how the new service is working, but we're only going to know that as the service starts to deliver. The key thing really for me is so people have all the background in place, so they really have a good understanding of where we're at and how we got to where we are, really engaging people in that process so they know that they are fully informed really. But secondly, it is about those next steps, because those next steps haven't yet been decided. There has been no formal decision made about what the new ownership structure might look like, how people might benefit directly from the new ownership of the steam packet. So we'd like to have that conversation with people and say, come along, if you want to find out more about what the new user agreement might look like, what the new heads of terms are, what Tynwald has signed up to, and equally if you want to have a talk about where you think the future could be for the steam packet company, then please come along and talk to us.
This is a Liberal Vannin event, but you have said it's open to all Tynwald members. Is there any indication that someone from the DOI or the steam packet might be attending?
Well, that's my hope, is that after we get, we've put up a registration link. There's a link on Facebook. There's also an event set up on Eventbrite. If we get a number of people registered saying that they're interested in coming, then I will be approaching the DOI and asking if they'd like to send somebody along. I think if it's just going to be party members and there's only a small number of us, it wouldn't really be worth doing that. But if we think there's going to be enough people there, then I'm definitely going to be inviting the Minister and the Ports member along to say come along and actually talk to people about the process they've gone through, where they are today and how they've got us there.
Have you had a lot of feedback from the public about the steam packet purchase generally? Is it something that there are lots of questions about?
It's fair to say that yes, there are still a lot of unanswered questions about the purchase, a lot of unanswered questions about the heads of terms, and I think whilst we as Tynwald members have had a lot of this information, I don't think a lot of that has filtered out necessarily to the wider public, and that's one of the reasons we thought of doing this event, is so we can actually hear what some of those questions are and provide that feedback so that we can share some of the information that we've been given with the wider public, so that everyone really is as informed as we all can be.